gentlemen, welcome back to another One Piece video. I say One Piece video because this will be a jam-packed video because this week, the incredible Gear 5th episode continued. Last week was the premiere of Gear 5th. This week was the continuance of Gear 5th. So we'll talk about that, but we're also here to review One Piece chapter 1090. We know it's a week early, 7 days early. This is the OP Scans translation. So when the real translations or the TCB drops, and if things are like misinterpreted or said the wrong way, don't worry. Jazz and I will come back and do a corrections video, but we got to get you the content out now. But joining me as always, my brother Jazz. How you doing, brother?
Jazz here, and it's a nice Sunday.
Yeah,
I love Sundays, man. Sundays are really chill.
We get you eating right now. You get your One Piece and Bleach, and I heard the Rukia episode was special. I
get One Piece, Bleach, and then I think Jabba's Reincarnate comes out. I'm still catching up on that, but
Zom 100 out right now, which I'm excited.
Zom 100. Hey, look, Zom 100 going crazy right now too. I'm really liking that one.
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
shit, I might as well open up Crunchyroll and I'll tell you what I've been watching. Might as well do a little update real quick. Before Anime Talk drops, which Chris and I are recording this week, so y'all be on the lookout for that. Also, we're gonna talk to y'all about something else that's out right now. But I gotta log in. I thought I was logged in already. I'm logged in on my phone. That's trash that I watch this shit on my phone. All right.
Look, you gotta watch it somewhere.
All right. I finished Hell's Paradise finally. It was great. Great. Hell's Paradise was incredible. Are you watching Laughing Under the Clouds?
No, what is that one? I haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty good. It's basically a samurai with dragon involved anime. It's on Crunchyroll. You should definitely check it out. So let's see. I'm watching JJK season 2, which has been great. It's been great. Gotta give it to the episode where Gojo did the niggas was upset, but I was like, why y'all niggas upset? And we gonna talk about anime niggas being upset for no reason.
This every week.
Like what? How did you feel about that Gojo thing? I thought it looked good.
I think people be too well, I'm gonna say what I really think later when I can get all my thoughts off. But I'm like, look, if it conveys like what happens, I just don't think people were happy at the fact that he wasn't in the exact pose he was in the manga. But I was like, if anything, I thought the whole like sequencing of him doing it made him look even a little more deranged. I kind of liked it.
I kind
of liked it.
I'm with you 100%. So yeah, I guess One Piece. Like I said, I'm not seeing nothing really right now that's like the action. Why? Yeah, so One Piece, Zom 100. Oh, I'm catching up on Mashal finally, which I enjoy. JJK, and I think that's it for right now. I'm really waiting for Pluto that's coming on Netflix. That shit's gonna be crazy. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna start The Gene of AI because I heard that's some pretty fire shit. So yeah, that's the anime I've been watching. But let's get into it. What episode is this, Jazz, for One Piece, by the way? So we can tell the people.
It's 1071 and 1072.
So we're gonna be discussing 1071, 1072. How'd you feel about it? Because for me, I think these episodes are totally necessary because I don't know if, and this is no disrespect to the manga, I think Gear 5th, I understood it and liked it much more because of the anime portrayal. I already liked it in the manga, but the anime really showed that, and I go to what Kaido said about how he's using color of arms, so basically armament haki and conquerors haki to the fullest of level. He's affecting the world around him. He's moving as free as anyone possible. I'm assuming he's using observation as well. Luffy is at, and he said it, he's at his peak. But with the manga, I thought, he's just having his toon powers, but it's not toon powers. He is affecting the world with whatever he thinks, whatever comes to his mind. That's what happens. On top of his speed is maxed out, his strength is maxed out, his conquerors is going at full steam, his haki, basically at whatever level he has his haki to, he's using it at that fullest level with everything else. Gear 5th is insanely strong, and it's not just the imagination thing, it's everything else as well.
Yeah, I like the fact that, because one thing I do like, I like that, and this is kind of like talking about like just like the structure of the episode, because this is why like anime is important in these instances, even though like we are mostly primarily manga.
Facts.
It shows a lot. Like we didn't even get to see Luffy kind of like just bounce around at first with
Bro,
Gear
that
5th
light
at
speed
first.
shit was
Like,
insane.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that before we get the reveal, because really all we get is like Luffy jumping over the moon in the manga. We don't get to see him bounce around all this like conquerors and this other lightning just kind of leak out. Like at one point in the episode, he splits the sky by himself, which is
by himself, bro.
which is crazy.
I was like, oh shit, this nigga's a yonko. And see, watching this,
crazy.
People who are reading the manga who are saying, oh, Luffy's scared of Kizaru of Borsalino. Watching a guy split the sky by himself tells me, hey, this admiral needs to be scared of fucking Luffy. Like,
right.
He's a different level because of Gear 5. Like, I know people say, oh, he might not beat Kaido 1v1 if they were to fight again. Well, does Luffy have Gear 5 from the start? Because he might.
Look,
like, it'll be close.
Me personally, I still don't believe Luffy wins that fight. I mean, it'd be hard. It'd be hard for Kaido. Like, it'd be
high.
It'd
be extreme. I'll say this. I think it's extreme diff whichever way it goes.
Yeah. It's definitely more of a like situational thing.
Facts.
But yeah, like I think, and me personally, this is why I feel like even though Oda like wants to draw Gear 5th in a cartoon way, I feel like a lot of the Gear 5th stuff going forward is going to look and feel better in a sequence like way, because you gotta think about it. When we saw Tom and Jerry, like there are comic strips like Garfield and other and like Marmaduke and stuff like that, but like Oda said he's inspired by Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is primarily a cartoon, like a moving animated picture.
Yeah.
So a lot of things
and their violence is wild. And I never realized that. But when you think about Gear 3rd is literally Jerry blowing in his thumb and punching that nigga. Like I'm so happy you said that. Like I'm excited to see, and honestly, I think the Rob Lucci fight when he pulls the glasses down and everything he does with Rob Lucci was a little cleaner.
I'd be careful, because if we marketed this to anime onlys, you don't want.
Oh yeah. So okay, my BZ. The whatever happens later with Gear 5 looks colder than the shit we got right now.
Oh yeah, he starts doing
like Oda starts going crazy. But
and I think he's gonna go into it again probably at some point. But
I also say the sequence with Law I think was so important, something we don't get in the manga, because it goes to show how much Law has grown and how Luffy and Law are Whitebeard and Roger. Like, they love each other, bro. Like, Law respects the hell out of Luffy because he was like, thank goodness Straw Hat's alive. I had it in the back of my mind where I felt he was alive. I had to see it. This guy, if anybody can do it, he can. And, like, he believes in Luffy and the Straw Hats, man. He does.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things to where it's like you see miracles happen with this crew, and like it literally probably would not happen. Like Law made a bet, and like from our perspective as the viewer, it's like, yes, Luffy was obviously the right choice, but Law could have chosen anybody else from the worst generation.
Could have chose Kid. Him and Kid have a relationship. We already see that.
So it's just the fact that
Luffy for a reason.
It's just that Law is like a I wouldn't necessarily say Law's a betting man, but I mean, I just think things fell in place for him, because in the grand scheme of things, people don't really know, especially like Law. Law doesn't really know how powerful the Straw Hats are at that point.
Well, Punk has it, he doesn't. Yet now,
yeah, like, Punk has it, he doesn't know. But like at that time, he was really like using a gamble.
Literally, basically. He was betting on what he heard from the newspapers and the fact that Luffy was the only other member with a D in his name. He remembered what Corazon told him about how the D's are the disruptors of gods, and he knew, okay, if we're gonna take down Kaido, who's this god, but we got to start off with Doflamingo, who's legitimately a celestial dragon. Look, Kid may be strong. These like Arouge may be strong, but I'm remembering what my master and my best friend told me, that these are ridiculous. And I saw this guy punch a celestial dragon at Saba
like,
Odi
right
with
in front
no
of his
issues.
face too.
With no issues. And this is the guy that went in, and I picked him up from Marineford. Like, let's not forget, Law picked up Luffy from Marineford. Right. So, like, if I'm gonna call anybody, I'm calling him. And Law is the only person that knows he trained with Rayleigh for 2 years.
Right. So
Law knows that before the Straw Hats, honestly.
yeah, so it's like it's a gamble. Like I say it's a gamble, but like it's like Law is like it's like Law is an investor, and he knows when the stocks are low. So the Luffy stocks were low right when he
He
came out
bought,
of the time skip. He
yeah.
bought low, and now he's reaping the benefits.
And I don't think he gonna sell. I think he keeping them stocks.
He's keeping them stocks till he turned Pirate King. He's selling that for a nice 5 billion.
Yeah, facts. And like even that made him say, you know what, I'm not giving up. And Kid was like, I thought you were tired. And Law doesn't say anything because it's like, I can't give up. And Kid's like, oh, well, I'm not gonna let you get over because I want to be Pirate King. Kid doesn't realize that it's deeper than that for Law. Like Law, this is Law's brothers. These are Law's family. Like he's been with these guys for months. Like it's not about Pirate King, Kid. It's about making sure these people I care about are okay. And I'm glad the anime portrayed that very well.
Also, another thing the anime portrayed very well, it's hard to kind of figure out in manga, especially with like everybody around the community basically being like, oh, it feels like there are no stakes in the raid. I do like the anime kind of fleshing out the fact
that fire
sequence, that like, you know, like this, even though our main characters are all right, at the end of the day, it's a struggle. You know what I'm saying?
And like that Law says it, like everybody would have died but Kaido.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was literally like like he said this a lot, like in a logical sense, but he said literally the only outcome that makes sense logically is that Kaido would be the only one that come out on top and everybody else would be gone. You know what I'm saying?
But because I got my brother Luffy, we got a chance.
Right, yeah. And I thought there was a lot of really good symbolism in the showcase of Gear 5 1072, to where like a lot of the scenes what I really like about a lot of fiction and stuff like that, even in like the latest Bleach episode, like there's a lot of like juxtaposition in terms of like themes. So Luffy, you see him as this like bright cartoon character, very like laughing and giggling, and while Kaido's having fun in the fight, Kaido's like very serious, and every single
dark,
and every single like sequence that Kaido's in, it's like there's a dark, like, there's a darkness surrounded beside him, and like even sometimes like it's darked out, and then like his eyes are glowing to show that like he's the, in a sense, like he's the, how do I say it? It's like he's the moon kind of bringing the dust to Wano, while Luffy is like illuminating pretty much everything on the others. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. And like every time you see Kaido, it's these dark purples, these blacks to insinuate like this evil demon creature, whereas Luffy's this knight in shining armor, so to speak. And for all of y'all hating on this anime, bro, the 1072 I thought was great in the beginning. We get that Law stuff. We get to see Luffy do a lot of strength feats. But the ending, when that amazing animator did that hand-drawn stuff, bro, that was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. When the colors start coming out and he starts getting his voice back, like his drums, that reminded me of Dark Tournament hand-drawn. That reminds me of Naruto versus Sasuke in the forest hand-drawn, or versus each other at the mountain when they were kids. That was one of the most beautiful things I've seen in anime this year, bro. Why are people hating? Like, that was amazing.
I really wish I had like a concrete reason for why, but I think it just comes with like internet culture, to where it's like, well, it's just like the fact that like negativity gets clicks more than anything. So you can build up the animated scene as much.
We'd probably get more views if we were shitting on it, because people want to be like, yeah, they're shit, but we're not. Right. We're like, I'm gonna show appreciation. I mean, that was amazing. You gotta
give flowers where you gotta give flowers. I know, like, sometimes it seems like we come off negative because we do slander and all that stuff.
We got
that's all just for entertainment at the end of the day. But one thing I'm never gonna do is like, I'm never gonna slander an artist's work. Not unless it's like in a. I mean, I wouldn't slander it like unless
it was needed to be like I said, the Black Clover,
critiquing something.
Yeah, we're never gonna say, oh, this guy is horrible. No. It's just those early Black Clover episodes were bad, and that's why it's not as big as it should be.
Is what it is.
Yeah, facts. But this, when Luffy has his hand on the ground and the shit starts vibrating, and you see he's basically Super Saiyan pretty much at this point, or Ultra Instinct, because the gravel's moving. He touches his chest, a breath of air comes out, and he looks up, and then, boy, those colors start coming. That shit is beautiful, man. And anybody who says otherwise, you're crazy. Like, you're just crazy. Like, I think
it's just a hate train against whatever's popping. Same thing that happened with Demon Slayer. Same thing that's happening with JJK. True. A little bit on that side. I just think people, and I can't really put my finger on it, but it's like whatever's popular, whatever looks the best, people don't like. I mean, people were even hating on Bleach yesterday, like just because things look good. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like,
that Rukia shit looked incredible, and I'm not even a Bleach fan.
It looked, hey man, and that whole episode was incredible. But this is not a Bleach review episode.
We'll get your thoughts on that soon enough. But yeah, no, man, that shit, it was absolutely impeccable, and I just want to say thank you to the One Piece animators for giving us this immaculate fire. And I just can't wait to see everything continue. You know what I'm saying? Like, for everybody who's like, oh, the Zoro shit better than Gear 5. Do you feel that way now? Like we told y'all, you were talking about the end of a Zoro fight, comparing it to the beginning of Luffy's fight. Like, as great, like Zoro and Sanji shit looked amazing. I would say their shit looked better than Kid and Law's shit. But this Luffy shit is going to be number one.
I mean, look, at this point in my life, just to save my mental stability, I just block. Whenever I see the Zoro PFP just talk crazy, I'm like, yeah, I'm blocking you. I'm sorry. This is what it is. I would rather keep my mental sanity than.
How would you rank it? How would you rank the fights and how they looked? Would you say, well, we don't have to do Gear 5 right now. We'll put Gear 5 at the end. Would you put Zoro, Sanji, Law, and Kid, or would you go Sanji, Zoro, Law, and Kid, or would you put Law and Kid first?
From a fight perspective, just all in all, I'm gonna be honest. Like from a fight perspective, one, huh? No, actually, I'm putting Kid and Law versus Big Mom one. Oh. I think the choreography in that fight and how they use their powers, because you got to think Sanji and Zoro overpowered their enemy with like their strength, right? Mm-hmm. But like Kid and Law had to use their fruits and their tactics to like, because like that one scene where Kid is like using his metal kind of like around Big Mom, and then Law is shooting off those rocks and teleporting around her and slash. Mm-hmm. I thought that was like,
I need to rewatch that fight. I need to rewatch it. Because right now I'm going Zoro, Sanji. I'm going Zoro 1, Sanji 2, Kid and Law 3. I'm definitely gonna have Luffy over them. Because as a Sanji stan, I wanted to put Sanji 1, but the animators left some stuff out. Now that's where I'm upset of how the Sanji fight was portrayed. Our guys should have got more flying and do-do-do-do-dos and like, nah, bro, they kicking his teeth. We should have got more, bro. They hold us on that, but we getting better Gear 5 shit, so I can't be upset.
Hey, I'm me personally, I'm cool with it. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? If it's less work on them, I'm cool because I already know they're working them like slaves over there.
And Sanji's character is about his emotional battle, which he won. So like, I get it, but give the fight a little more steam so I can have some fight when I talk to these Zoro PFPs. But y'all number one on my list. That shit was fire. What that nigga did was great. But all right, anime fans, if you are not a manga reader, I would leave now because now we're gonna get into chapter. Okay, I'm gonna do a countdown just to be safe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, well, we're spoiling now, even though we kind of did a little bit already, but it's whatever. When you come to these videos, you got to know what you're getting. So
you might have to cut that out.
All right, here we go. One Piece manga, chapter 1090 review, Admiral Kizaru. Like I said, if there's anything that is translated wrong that we find out about, we will do another video. But the way these reviews go, I'd give a brief summary, and then Jazz and I go through and discuss the important themes. It starts off with Luffy talking to the Gorosei, basically telling him I'll be king of the pirates, and he's about to tell him some more. Then Robin goes, click. Nah, nigga, you can't tell them shit. They are using everything you say against you, and they are turning on you. And then the Gorosei member who's with him, Saint Garcia, is like, we're gonna destroy everything but the York, the Mother Flame, and whatever it takes to make the Mother Flame. Everything else is insects. You humans are trash. And the Marine basically is like, damn, bro, you don't care about none of us. That's fucked. And then it cuts to all the Straw Hats feeding and developing their plan with Vegapunk. We then see the Seraphim are locked in sea prison bubbles. And then they unpetrified the people who were petrified because Luffy talked to the Hancock one. And we found out that Hancock's love for Luffy transferred to the Seraphim as well. We then get an idea of what they can do to escape, about how they can teleport to Elbaf, but the teleporter is locked because York locked everything. So they're going to have to figure a way to navigate there with the Sunny and Vegapunk and Nami. We're discussing things as well as Frankie for the strength of the Sunny. Meanwhile, the Vegapunks are going to try to crack the code so they can teleport just in case. Meanwhile, Luffy and a crew are going to get the Sunny. As they're going to get the Sunny, Kizaru's talking to Jay St. Garcia about, like, look, this is what you can't destroy. Everything else go ham. He's like, even since tomorrow, Jay St. Garcia's like, bitch, why'd you even ask me that? Go kill everything, nigga. And they got the info from Rob Lucci on where to go and where not to go. And boom, Kizaru does his attack basically like he did on Sabaody. Before he can get to her, Sentomaru gets the call off, which is very key to everything going forward about the pacifista to destroy all the Marines and all of their enemies. And right as he gives the code, Kizaru attacks and Sentomaru puts up his defense, excuse me. I always think Sentomaru's a girl. Puts up his defense and blocked Kizaru's attack. We then see Luffy and he's like, damn, somebody strong just entered the arena. New challenger. All right, Jazz, where you want to begin, brother? I will say the beginning page was so convoluted, so many word bubbles. I felt like I was reading a Togashi chapter or a Gege chapter when there's just straight dialogue.
I think it's not bad, but I just think it's the way it's paneled.
It's laid out horribly.
I think it's just the way it's paneled. It's kind of, but I ain't gonna lie. Let's start with like the Seraphim stuff. I'm kind of very interested in that because like I was wondering how they were gonna get out of the S Snake situation, and in the back of my mind I was like, oh well, the S Snake would probably undo it for Luffy, but I was like, Luffy isn't there, so I'm guessing like the timeline must have been Lucci
while we
Luffy
were
took care of S Bear, then they went to go find everybody else. Luffy mistakes the S Snake for Hancock
and talks to her like, yeah. And because he's staring at her, she's basically like, stop staring at me with those eyes. And then it's not, and she realizes, I guess, something intrinsically that there's some connection that she has with him, but she doesn't know why. So she listens to him and unbreaks it. I wonder if Mihawk feels that way with Zoro.
I also wonder, like, so if this is the case, that means that the Warlord's DNA had to have been taken after
later in
the events of Amazon Lily, at least some point after.
I would say,
it's like,
let me tell you when I think it was taken. Marineford, all the blood and everything, all of them were there, all of them bled, all of them fought. That's when it was taken.
Okay, I actually would not be mad at
Vegapunk did a sweep of the land, and basically he might have took everybody's DNA from there.
Or maybe when Fujitora, you know what? Maybe when Fujitora presented the idea of abolishing the warlords, maybe that's when they were like, we could use the Seraphim DNA. So that must have been a little after Dressrosa, I would imagine.
Any one of them, because they had to collect it at some point, or they might have had the idea, right as Marineford's going on, like, okay, I'm building this weapon. But to your point, when Fujitora made the declaration, that's when they go around and take all the DNA, and then boom, right. All right, we got everybody's DNA, warlord system abolished. Either one, Marineford or that. I like either way, but very interesting. If that happened, why didn't Jinbei stop S-Fish or S-Shark?
Oh, okay. So
was there no connection with that?
But here's another thing. I also feel like some can override their commands because they have the will of the will passed down through their DNA. So like we see, even though Kuma and Jinbei don't really talk a lot, like just themselves in general, like we see the Mihawk Seraphim talk this chapter. So I have to imagine that has to do something with your willpower. But let me get my slander off real quick. So we know that the lineage factor in the DNA contains the memories, because we see it here with the S Snake. So when the S Hawk ran away from Zoro and Kaku he knew he could not do it. Therefore, this is Oda foreshadowing something. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want to spoil y'all on the story. But I just had to get that off real quick. I just
This
had to
nigga
get it
is
off.
dying to bring Mihawk to Fraud Court, baby. Oh yeah, and if you haven't checked out Fraud Court, check it out now. That was our trial run episode. We will use specific characters from One Piece again in episodes, but that was a trial run that we did. Check it out. But
I keep getting more evidence. Oh my god, I'm building my case. Thank you, Yoda. I love you. I love you, boy.
That's not a good one, but I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let it slide. I did love Robin clicking off the Gorosei like, come on, Luffy, we gotta be smarter now. And I think that's growth because Luffy at the start of the story would have just kept talking, but like he respected what Robin said. He understood, like, nah, we in the end games now. We gotta be strategy, baby. Like it's like we can't just run guns ablazing with the Gorosei. Like, no.
Also, sometimes the Gorosei be just asking dumb questions like is that Mars? I'm still trying to get familiar with their real names.
Oh yeah,
like,
me too.
He's like, a woman's voice. Is that Nico Robin? Like,
oh wait, which one is that? Is that the Gorbachev one? Let me see.
No, that's the tall one that looks like Sanji's dad.
Oh, that's Sanji daddy. That nigga
like,
stupid.
He's like, a woman's voice. Is that Nico Robin? Like,
and I bet whatchamacallit, I bet Gorosei Gandhi was like, shut up, nigga.
Like, bro, be quiet, please. But I think this is the first time they've actually
interacted with Luffy.
Yeah. So it's interesting that we don't really get any more. Like, me personally, I'm not asking. I don't think they would call him Joy Boy this early. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that. I don't think they'd ever call him that until probably like they get face to face. Yeah, but like
when they see
I thought they would have asked him more, but they're here on priority, so I kind of understand. They can't like. No,
we're gonna get an interaction with Saint Garcia and Luffy if he sees that Gear 5th. Yeah, for sure. Also, the Gorosei calling all the humans insects and the Marines seeing it. I think that's laying the seeds of when the final war comes and the Marines are put up with a decision of. We know what the Gorosei have done. Luffy exposed everything that they're doing. It's the final war. Will some of y'all switch? And when we see people like Fujitora switch, these are the seeds that will make some of those vice admirals switch. They're going to remember these conversations. Kizaru will not switch though. Bitch ass.
Actually, you know what? I'm in opposition to that. I feel like once that check stops coming,
fair. But what if the check continues during that? Like, what if they tell him, this is your job, you got to do this, and if you do this, you'll get a promotion? He fighting.
I don't know. It depends on who you fighting against.
Because you're right. You would think, because in this right here, he's fighting Sentomaru. You would think, like, hey, is there any emotion that could stop this? But you are right. If he loses his check, he ain't fighting. But if that's check that is there for the final fight, he fight.
Because the way I view Kizaru, and I guess like we get a little more hints to like what he believes in. I view Kizaru as like that old man
Nanami?
at the job. You know what I'm kind of like Nanami in a sense to where it's like,
but less
that old man at the job who's gonna do his job and he knows the job is corrupt, but he's like, I don't really know if I'm gonna find anything better than this at the moment.
I'm doing it.
So
I'm getting paid.
I'm getting paid. So like, as long as they ask me to do heinous activities, I'm gonna do heinous activities. As long as that check clear, he's good.
And he gonna do it to the best of his abilities too. Like and like part of me thinks like, what if he was a former hitman to where like he believes in like his job to the fullest? Like I could see some shit like that.
Oh, I'd love that. Isn't he based? I don't know. I feel
like his character, his character is based on a Yakuza of some form. Yeah.
I think he's definitely based on a Yakuza boss, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. And either a Yakuza boss or a Yakuza assassin, one of them. Because I know for a fact, Akainu's based on a Yakuza boss, someone who climbs his way up the ranks. But I feel like Kizaru's one is an assassin, but I'm not 100% sure. Y'all let us know in the comments. Also, Morgan's listening in. That's huge to me. Morgan's and Vivi listening in. Does that mean they're close to Egghead? If so, they need to get the fuck away. But you know, Morgan's not leaving. He listening until Luffy leave, and he reporting this.
Which is crazy because that's still, you know what? Oda this chapter, man, he giving me more gas. That's giving me more credence to the fact that Morgan's might leak information to the whole world.
Yeah.
because I feel like if they're listening right now,
Oh,
the
he
next
definitely
they
reporting
have,
all of this.
yeah. So I feel like it's
This is
going
gonna be
it's going
big.
it's going to be
Yeah.
big.
That's why they
Also,
said this is the biggest incident that changes things, because people might find out the Gorosei's intentions. Like, if Morgan's hears what that mother flame is, holy shit, they're in trouble.
yeah, because they could just like straight up say that like
Yeah, they're
this
around
is what
Robin and
the
Luffy and them. They're not afraid of talking about another O'Hara to the people who already know they did O'Hara. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Also, to that point, I love when York said that they're gonna turn it into O'Hara, and like
and
you see
Nami
Nami,
hit. Yeah.
hit her like kind of like
Don't
for
talk about
Robin.
my homegirl place like that,
Man, it's
bitch.
so it's so good to see. It's so because like bro, Robin from where she came and now she's surrounded by a great support system. This is good to see.
That's why when that nigga said in fraud court, Robin was a fraud.
Yeah,
It,
everybody, bro.
for
I ain't gonna
if
lie.
y'all want to go
Look, hey,
see
look,
some
shout
crazy
out.
shit,
Look,
go
shout
watch
out to
that.
him. Shout out to him. Thank you for giving your take and participating in fraud court. Thank you, but I'm sorry. Like I was even getting like texts like, bro, what was he talking about? I'm like, I don't know.
People have
He's
already
a smart
messaged
person,
me as
dude.
well. Like, what was he saying in that video? If you haven't seen it yet, go check out Fraud Court episode 0. A great moment in the video. Also, again, let's get to the ending where Kizaru Luffy. I don't think it was Luffy was scared. I think it was more so Luffy was like, oh shit, he's coming, and like I have to protect these Vegapunks and all these people. I don't think Luffy was scared for his own safety. Like, dude just fought Kaido, Gear 5th, was ready to fight another Admiral in Twerk Bull. Shout out Dr. Voodoo. That nigga was ready to fight Twerk Bull, was not scared of that nigga at all. And you telling me he's scared right now? No, 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 no. I don't think he's scared.
Also, I feel like you can acknowledge somebody's strength without being scared. I mean, like, I do think Luffy's like cautious, of course, for the people around him. But like, this is a way to be like, because
It's a way to
me
give Kizaru
personally,
some props, you know?
yeah, because me
Especially
personally,
after
like,
Twerk Bull.
all the admirals, obviously excluding like Kuzan because he's not an admiral anymore, haven't really had great portrayal. I mean, you could
And
say
Kuzan
Fujitora,
did just have a good one against
right?
with
So it's
Bark.
like
Like,
you could kind of say Fujitora, but Fujitora is pretty much in opposition to the government anyway. So
mm-hmm.
like you have Green Bull who basically showed up to Wano, got
and
got
got beat
spooked
from
by Shanks.
hundreds of miles, like 50
So
to 100 miles away. The nigga got spooked from some hockey and was
and
twerking
you
like a
need
stripper.
and you need
word
like
to word to Dr. Voodoo.
you need statements like this to still be like, oh, the admirals are
Are
still like
serious,
that.
yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
because people think now with Gear 5, oh, Luffy can beat everybody. No, no, no. Just
I
be
definitely
ready.
don't think that. Yeah,
Blackbeard's about to get some good portrayal as well. He kind of did it with Law, but it'll be better than this. You have to give the admirals good portrayals as well because he beat Kaido. Cool. These other people have to be just as strong to make the series continue. Like, we're not gonna have Kizaru looking weak, but I will say this will be Luffy's redemption for Saba Odi. I do not think
right.
they're losing and
And
having Saba Odi
me
2. No way.
personally,
No way you get Gear 5 and do Saba Odi 2. Fuck
I
no.
don't believe in Sabodi Part 2, but I do believe in this. People think that like it's just gonna be outright Luffy beating Kizaru. While where I don't believe that. I believe that this is the successful version of Sabodi to where they can actually escape. So Luffy might have to fight Kizaru for a while, but he's strong enough to hold him off. Not
Not to
necessarily
win.
beat
Yeah,
him.
no, I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah,
you
yeah,
100%.
definitely not to beat him.
This
But
is
you
not an
gotta
outright
understand,
victory where
like
Kizaru's dead
people,
after this. No way.
right? Like people might call it an L, whatever. But I feel like you get away, like
Just
you
like with
do
Big
what you set
Mom,
out to
people
do.
said him
Yeah,
escaping was a
exactly.
victory. Big Mom didn't lose her life. She didn't lose, but she lost because Luffy escaped. If Luffy escapes with all these vice admirals, Kizaru and a Gorosei, that's an
Like
L
that's a
for them.
big
That's a
that's
big
a
L.
big like because you got to think about it. Say they don't even reveal any of like the Void Century information to everybody. Say they don't reveal the Mother Flame to everybody. The fact that Luffy, a Yonko, was
Escape with
able
Vegapunk
to,
too.
yeah. So they have Vegapunk. They escaped off Egghead Island from this giant fleet. They literally ran, like not ran, but like they were able to hold off Kizaru to leave. And then the fact that Agorase was there. Now I don't know if that information is gonna
It's
leak
gonna be
out, but I mean,
leaked, yeah.
if it's Morgan's, it's more than likely. But like that's probably an incident to where it shakes the world because
He
a
left.
lot of people don't respect Luffy as an emperor still because he's brand new.
And now when they hear all of this, plus the fact he beat Kaido, people will run from him.
Right.
People will run from him. But I still have the belief that someone will pop up that will also help them escape in the sense of them being there. Now, Blackbeard's crew is there. We don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm still. What is Kuma doing? If not Kuma, why was Dragon not shown in the flashback not in the flashback, in the moment that happened where we just saw in the last chapter with Kamabaka being affected? We just saw Ivankov when Ivankov was next to Dragon and Sabo. If there's any time, especially because Dragon knows Shaka, if he knows that Agorose is going there, he is going there. You cannot tell me otherwise. I have to see Oda show it for me not to believe it.
I hope it's in a good sequence of events because me personally,
show him portrayal, bro.
I don't want Dragon to show up and have to save Luffy again. I would rather it be them still be on Egghead, try to get all that, but Dragon protects that in repayment to Vegapunk, I guess.
All right, so what if it's this? Luffy is with Kizaru while they're doing this to help them escape. Dragon takes care of the outside with Jason Garcia. Like, I don't see Dragon fighting Kizaru to save Luffy. No. I feel like when Luffy's doing his thing, they manage to break free. Meanwhile, Dragon's doing stuff to the outside, which allows a path for them. I don't feel that's direct help. I feel that's Dragon taking care of the Gorosei.
I would be fine with that, but at the same time, I would just rather the Straw Hats be out of the way and then the Revolutionaries come, because at least then you could spin it to where it's like Luffy accomplished his goal for Dragon to go and do what he needs to do, because I feel like they always need to be like not parallel in a sense, but they need to be like adjacent enough to where they meet at one point, but they're also like not in each other's way.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But see, I'm with you, and that's why I'm saying it's a simultaneous thing of Luffy's handling his business, and because Luffy's doing this, it's the perfect distraction for Dragon to kill the Gorosei. And if Dragon kills the Gorosei, Luffy could be having the upper hand. The moment Kizaru hears this, he has to go back and deal with that. Thus, Luffy is able to leave in a way of Luffy helped Dragon, Dragon helped Luffy. It was both helping each other in a sense.
Okay, I wouldn't hate that. That'd be cool.
Because if Dragon kills a Gorosei, that's an insane event.
Then that's also a way that you could have like three Monkey D's in the paper at the same time. Garp's
exactly.
Gone.
Garp's gone. Luffy deals
escaped,
with the Admiral,
and then Dragon kills a.
And they could also say Luffy helps his father. They could also blame Luffy for that as well.
Right.
In the sense of
Garp's bastard sons. That'd be the title. I'm pretty sure that'd be the title.
I'd be so down with that, but I gotta see it to believe it, because I know Verson is anti the dragon theory, but I'm believing it until Oda tells me otherwise, because it makes so much sense to make Dragon make a move now. I
would kind of be on the same plane as Version, only though if we had stuff with the Revolutionaries before. They just haven't moved as a unit yet.
Yeah.
So I'd be more susceptible to seeing that. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we've shown everyone so far who hasn't made a move. Shanks did something twice. Shanks not only stopped Twerk Bull, he killed, or well, let me not say killed, but he incapacitated Eustace Kid. We got to see Shanks do something. Blackbeard fought Law. Garp fought. Like, I would have never assumed we would see Garp fighting right now. Like, Garp fought
especially before Dragon. I thought we'd see Garp later, to be honest.
We saw Sabo's flashback to Rever. All of these people have done something, and the only person in the story who we considered a top tier who hasn't done anything is Dragon. Like, I know people say Mihawk hasn't done anything, but Mihawk fought Zoro in the beginning. Mihawk had the training. Mihawk fought at Marineford. Dragon is legit the only person we haven't seen do anything since Logtown, which we don't even know how he did that. What a perfect time. The Gorosei never comes out of their high castle. one comes out and you don't strike, that seems that seems like a big miss by the revolutionaries if they don't strike right now.
Oh yeah.
Just like Blackbeard not stealing shit from Vegapunk is very anti-Blackbeard, and he's doing that.
That's true.
Like,
also, on that note, it might be a red herring. I'm pretty sure, but this like little strip of panels to where it's like Bonnie's like Bonnie's
happy?
like kind of happy.
Is Kuma coming?
But then that last panel of Luffy talking to her, where he was like, "Good, we won't be annoyed by your crying anymore like last night," and she was like, "I wasn't crying," but now I'm like, okay, hold on. So this is the part that's confusing me, right? Because I was on the train that Devon was one of the Marines, and that way
is Devon Bonnie? Shit!
Like, but see, I thought that too, but they're in the labosphere where nobody can get in and nobody can get out. True. They were already locked in the labosphere when we saw
was coming. We saw
the black. Fact. Like, now, I'm not saying they couldn't, like, Oda couldn't spin it in a way to make sense, but like, I mean, she looks a little too happy.
You're right.
And I'm not saying she can't. Point. I'm not saying she can't get over it, but like, she literally saw like the first 5 seconds of her father's flashback and couldn't even deal with it.
Yeah.
So like,
no,
the
you're
fact
right.
that you can't
and
I don't
we know
feel like
Caribou. To your point, Caribou could have let him in because he's around here somewhere. And Zoro said, "Get off the ship, nigga. You not with us no more." Thus having him leave. What if he opened the dome for him?
That's confirmed. That's confirmed. Zoro said, "Nigga, I'm gonna remember that."
That's not. Remember that. Hey, I like that theory. Jazz posed a good theory. We'll probably make a video on that with Verse and a little bit later this week during break.
She's definitely somewhere here. I'm on the notion of either she's a Marine or she's Bonnie. I feel like one of the two, because
I like the Bonnie one. I do.
Her ability isn't like. Because her ability isn't as like nerfed as Bon Clay, because Bon Clay actually needs to touch the person before seeing them.
Hers is better because she's a mythical.
Because I think Devon could just see them,
and she does their voice and has like some memory. Like hers is better than Bon Clay's. Like Bon Clay's is the weak one. This is the mythical zone. So to your point, I like that. Jazz giving us a hot theory to end with. I like that. All right. That's pretty much everything, ladies and gents. Jazz, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram, Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on Twitter, Real Jazzy Boy. You can follow me on TikTok, Cornell D God. Also, side note, baby, we going to Elbath next.
Yes, sir.
We going to No, I don't want to hear it because you.
I
was talking about
a lot of shit. I was, and you right. No, I'm giving. Look, you right. I'll take the L on that one, but I'm excited. I was just, the reason why I was saying no Elbath made sense at the time. It did. Like, it was if shit pops off from here and shit gets real, maybe they have to go on forward. Also, I thought it would have been the person who has the last poneglyph wasn't there. They had reasons behind it. Go check the old videos out. But Jazz, right? I'll take the L on that one. And we going to Elbath next, which is fire. I'm excited about that. But you can follow me at lynbwt. Follow BrosWhoThink at BrosWhoThink. Make sure YouTube exclusive. Check out Fraud Court episode 0, the DreamCon panel, One Piece Characters Edition. We did a trial run of our new show, Fraud Court, at DreamCon. Want to say thank you to DreamCon, Supreme Dreams, and RDC World, everybody for giving us that platform. Check it out. It's really good. Basically, what Fraud Court is, we ask the audience, the people who listen to our panel, if you have any One Piece characters that you think are frauds, come up, present your evidence on why they're frauds, and we would allow the audience to determine if they were guilty or not. Now, in the real show, it will be a prosecutor presenting why they think someone's a fraud. The defense will defend why they don't think they're a fraud, and then the judge will make the decision. That's why this is a little trial run. But check out the episode. It is incredible. Jazz did a phenomenal job editing. He fucking killed it. You will get like, whether or not you like One Piece or not, you will laugh at it. It is hilarious. And if you want to see our panel as well, also want to thank NF Ja, aka Josh, for shooting it. He did an incredible job. So check that out. Also, Run It Back is out. Me and Doms talked about Jackie Brown, the Quentin Tarantino film, as well as the latest Bros Who Think podcast with Jazz, myself, and Reg is out. So check out all of our amazing content. Until next time, y'all have a good one and peace. you.